Okay, so I need to remove this here, this, this, and then I have to oh my god, my hands were actually, okay, so I need to remove this, this, that, and then this linkage here. Okay, and I think I'm gonna have to remove this back here too. To get to the idle air controller, which I do believe is under here. So I see why, which I do believe is this under here. Why you have to take off the whole throttle body thing. Yeah, this is the first time this has ever happened in this car's life. Okay, just so I have documentation of how it went. So this one is just a nut right here, and then there's a, where did I put it? My pants. This one is a screw. So I'm gonna put these over here so they don't get lost. And I think, is there two more? Yes, there's two more hard to get to. Okay. Ow! So yeah, you can see there's two more to get to right there. That one is a nut on the left there, and I'm wondering if that's a nut too. This one right here is hard to get off. Where's my hand? Because that is next to the fuel filter and the fuel line. So that one's another one of these bolts. So it looks like they got a bolt in this corner here. There's a bolt here and a bolt here, and these ones just have the nuts on the corners here and then down here. So I should be able to pull this out now. I think I need to remove that linkage though. I don't want to do that. Okay. This has a little connector here that I need to be unplugged, and it looks like there's coolant lines, two coolant lines underneath here, and the idle air control thing is right there. I don't know how to get this off. It's like literally on here. How do people get these off? And it's bolted everything, and it's not even budging. Okay, and you can't get to the idle air control thing until you get this off. I have no idea how to remove this thing. Okay, this is not clear. Hello. She's really impatient. So this cable goes around this here, and then this little nub needs to be pulled out somehow. It is pretty dirty in there, from what I can tell. Got it out. That's the biggest hurdle. There we go. Now I need to pull it up and get the coolant lines off. So it's pretty dirty with carbon, and looks like the gasket stayed on. It's also really bad, dirty in here. That's crazy. Definitely gonna do an oil change after I get all this cleaned up. But this is the part down here I'm replacing. Oh my goodness. So I was trying to use the impact driver to get in there. Don't do that. I ended up using a ratchet for the bolts. Let me see what size. These are 8 millimeters to get off, and you can see that they already started stripping right there. So yeah, that was with the impact, and I sprayed some PB Blaster on it. Definitely some serious carbon buildup in here. And this is the idler Almost. I got it apart. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but I'm gonna replace this or clean it. It's Denso from Japan. You just pull this way out, and then on this end on the hose, you have to undo a hose clamp and then pull it this way. I just wanted to say that. And with the coolant lines, I put the bolts in there. And it's still kind of leaking coolant, so. Okay, so everything's hooked back up. The hardest part for me was the linkage here, getting that in there, because I had to get it all the way around and then into the little hole. Other people just connected it first and then pushed the linkage around, but there was no way I couldn't do that. And you can see there's coolant here because I burped the system, and there's still a bunch of engine oil. I need to clean it because of my husband broke the what do you call it, the valve cover bolt off, and I put a bunch of that sealant around here. Everything's really hot, and I still haven't put this back on to mount these hoses. But I burped the coolant, and there was no air bubbles coming out. I let it idle for 15 minutes with no accessories on, and it kind of went down to about 1100 RPMs, which is still, I think, kind of high. And I was seeing that if this fan was going to kick on once it got hot, and it did. I think it kicked on 2 or 3 times. And then turn the headlights on. It bogged down the engine under to like 900 or so RPMs. And then I shut that off, and then I turned the air conditioning. The air conditioning was the worst part. It bogged it down to probably like, it went down a lot. The RPMs, probably like 5 to 700 RPMs, and then the car started surging really bad. And then when I start to put it into reverse or drive while it's in idle, it's surging really bad. But when it's driving, it's fine. So I'm wondering if it's one of these sensors here. I'm not sure which is which. This sensor here, or there's one in the back here. I think that's the map sensor, and this one might be the T something sensor. Does it say on here? That's by Denso's. Oh, that's the map sensor right here. So this one's the map sensor. And the one back here might be the T. What the heck did it stand for? I don't remember. TCP or something like that. But it sucks because I already took everything off, and I'd have to take this whole thing back off again. And you can see squirrels were in here shitting and eating their walnuts, so that's not good. So I'm gonna have to go feel around all the wires and hoses to make sure there's not any holes chewed into anything. This engine's still really hot because I had it sitting here for about half an hour idling. I mean, it's idling fine in park now, which it wasn't doing that before. But once you put a load on it, that's when it starts having problems. So I'm going to have to figure this out. So what I was saying here, I don't think it's the alternator. I was saying the wrong thing again. It's not making any noises or squealing or anything like that. The battery's brand new. However, the alternator is 25 years old, but I'm not sure what else it could be. And I'm going to go around and check all the vacuum lines and stuff.